The Little Red Hen. Once upon a time there was a little red hen who lived on a farm. She was a very busy little hen because every day she had to lay an egg for her farmer. It was hard and dry and made a funny sound when she scratched it with her beak. She was making a strange clucking sound and kept looking at him with her head cocked to one side. The farmer couldn't understand what the hen was trying to tell him, but he was curious, so he followed her out into the farmyard. The little hen had never been so intrigued by anything before. She wanted to know what would happen if she took this grain of wheat home to her nest. She couldn't believe that such a tiny grain could grow into such a large plant. And she couldn't wait to see what would happen next. He looked at the little hen and said, "Well, you certainly have a lot of wheat there, little hen. What would you like me to do with it?" The little hen thought for a moment. "Can you make it into flour? I'd like to see what kind of bread we can make with it." The farmer agreed and took the wheat to his mill to be ground into flour. The farmer watched as she dug a small hole and dropped the grain of wheat inside. Then she covered it back up and clucked loudly. She mixed the flour with water and started kneading the dough. After a while, she rolled out some pieces of dough and shaped them into little balls. Then she put the balls into a small oven she had made out of clay and sticks. Finally, she waited patiently until the bread was baked and then took it out to cool. The farmer still didn't understand what she was trying to say, but he decided to play along. He asked her, "Do you want me to plant this grain?" And she replied with a loud cluck, cluck, "Yes." She had taken a grain of wheat from the farmyard, planted it in the ground, watched it grow, and now she had fresh bread to eat. As she took a bite out of the warm bread, she thought to herself, "Being a curious hen certainly has its rewards." The farmer smiled and thought to himself, "This little hen is certainly a curious one." So he picked up the grain and planted it in the ground. So she tucked it under her wing and took it back to her coop. But the little hen was also a very curious hen, and she loved to explore the farmyard and look for interesting things. One day as she was scratching around in the farmyard, she came across a grain of wheat. She had never seen anything like it before. The next morning when the farmer came to collect her egg, he noticed that something was different about the little hen. At first, nothing happened. The farmer watered the grain, but it just sat there in the ground. Then one day, a tiny green shoot appeared, and the little hen was so excited she clucked and danced around it. Soon, the shoot grew into a strong plant with lots of green leaves, and at the top, the farmer and the little hen could see a few small ears of wheat starting to form. There, to his surprise, the little hen laid her egg and then immediately began scratching around in the dirt. Every day after that, the little hen would lay an egg and then rush out to the farmyard to check on her grain. Every day, the little hen would stand at the edge of the field and gaze at the growing wheat. When the wheat was fully grown, the farmer cut it down and gathered it into a large pile. The next day, he brought the flour back to the hen and she immediately got to work. The little hen was so proud of her hard work. And that's the story of the Little Red Hen. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you won't miss out on any of our future stories.